Chatting with the management at Snowman Logistics. The company's just come out with numbers a while back, and it's been a fairly muted quarter. I mean, top line EBITDA, bottom line, not much has really changed. Their margins are around the 25.5% mark, which is quite similar, quite comparable to where they were last year as well. Sunil Nair, CEO of Snowman Logistics, is now with us for a quick chat. Mr. Nair, thanks for joining in. First things, I was looking at the historical trends as well. It's been a slightly sluggish performance. I'm not only talking about COVID and pandemic right now, but if I look at profitability trends, then it seems to have been a bit of an uphill task. So can you tell us what really is happening with the business? When can we start seeing better revenue growth and obviously then profit growth as well?
Sure. So see, in spite of COVID situation, we have done very similar to what it was last year without COVID. COVID typically has impacted our industry to the extent of around 14-15%. But you see that those impacts are not seen in our numbers because we had excellent pipeline in terms of replacing the volume that was reduced due to COVID. So we took care of that. And in Q2, once the lockdown is over, the customers are resuming their volume. And this was a setup time for us, wherein with the new client and with the existing client resuming back their operations, we were doing all necessary changes in the process and the capacities. So we are well poised now, and we see that second half is going to be much better than the first half with the old clients as well as the new clients. The utilization as of today is 86%, as compared to average utilization of 82-83% in the last quarter. So we are already seeing the traction in the whole thing. The existing customers who are operating at 60-65% of their usual volume have now started, putting in a lot of volume, and their throughput is increasing. So we see that the second half is going to be much better than the first half. And we also have set up a large facility for Amazon in Delhi, which will be operational in next couple of days' time. And that is going to give us revenue for next 5 months also in this year. So with all these, we see Q2, Q3 and Q4 to be much better than the first half of this year.
All right, Mr. Nair, as you say that, I think the intraday chart of the stock should come up for our viewers. The stock has spiked up a little bit, so your commentary is quite encouraging, and I think the street is listening to that. Though, as we all know, for the last many years, I mean, the stock listed in 2014, at that point of time, it was a 47 rupee stock. So it's still not reached those peaks. But, Mr. Nair, you were talking about things looking up for the second half of the year. Give us some numbers. At the halfway mark, there's a bit of a degrowth. As you said, part of various economies were locked down. So that's obvious. Last year, you did 240 crores in terms of revenue. So can you better that if the second half is going to be better? And also tell us in terms of margins, 25-26% margins, can you hold in that range?
So yes, the revenue is definitely going to be better than the last year's 240 mark. And the margins will definitely maintain the margin percentage. We are trying to see how we can make it better with the additional capacity of Delhi Amazon that we have started. We are also investing 70 crore this year in expanding our capacities. The construction of the facilities have already started. We are setting up one facility in Siliguri and one in Coimbatore. At the same time, we are expanding our Mumbai and Krishnapatnam capacities. And this Delhi Amazon has already come up. So with all these, we expect, while all these expansions other than the Amazon one will only give revenue from Q4 or Q1 of next year, without even these expansions, we believe we will be doing much better than the first half of this year or last year's numbers.
Numbers, sir. You'll end with 250 crores?
Sorry, come again?
You'll end the year with 250 crores in terms of revenue?
Anywhere between 240 and 250, we should be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want some clarity on, just the ownership structure within the company, because there was a lot of talk back and forth around what the Adani Group would do, and then, how it will play out with Gateway Distriparks as well. Now, where do matters rest, and what is the promoter's intent at the moment?
So once the decision is taken at the Gateway Distripark and Adani level, as of now, we are clarified that there is no such transaction going to take place in near future. and we should resume all our expansions and strategies which were held during this transaction. So we are back into expansion only after this clarity has come in. And we are putting in all our strategies in place with respect to getting into pharma vertical and getting into e-com back-end verticals. So for now, we understand that there is no such transaction going to take place in near future.
Okay, so no such transaction. The promoters, that's Gateway Distripark holds about 40% stake as per the last shareholding that I can see on the exchanges. So is there any plan to shore up this shareholding? How much capex are you looking at? If you could just update us on the debt levels, the cash levels within the books as well.
Okay, so as I told you, we are investing 70 crores this year. For next year, we will have more or less similar number for expansion purpose. As far as the stake, whether GDL is going to increase their stake and all, I'm sorry, I will not be able to answer that. You'll have to ask GDL about it. So we have no clarity on that. As of now, as far as debt is concerned, our debt is 48 crores, and we'll be taking another 60 crores loan. So it will go to 110, and by the end of this year, we should be somewhere around 100 crores once we pay next 2 quarters EMI. So we'll be closing the year with around 100 crores of debt.
How much does the pharma industry contribute to your total revenues, and what has been the growth there at the half-year mark?
So pharma industry contributes to the 10% of our total revenue. Okay. And we have seen a growth of around 8% from last year in this contribution. So, so far we didn't have a separate vertical focusing on this particular pharma vertical. Now we have set up a vertical where the separate team focuses on the complete global practices and how we can serve. And we may also come up with some investments towards this in the next year to set up pharma-specific warehouses. So as of now, we have 2 dedicated warehouses for pharma, one in Mumbai, one in Chennai, and all other facilities that we have for food also is capable of taking care of pharma. Okay. We are also fully prepared as of now for COVID vaccine distribution. Each facility of ours is capable of handling the temperature of 2 to 8, which is the requirement for the vaccine which is coming up now. So we are also focusing in that area.
But you're already, Mr. Nair, you're already at 86%. Then you will not have any capacity, right, to go ahead and take care. Suppose the vaccine comes, and as you're saying, that could mean some business as well for you. How does that happen then? You'll have to give up some other business?
So see, there are 2 things. One is we still have 15% capacity with us, which can be used, which is well spread in the country. And secondly, we also have seasonal businesses which comes and fills up the warehouses, which is around 10% of the overall utilization. So we can take a call depending on the situation whether we should go with the seasonal stocks or we should accommodate COVID vaccine. It's a business call as and when it comes.
We take that point.
I still say that 15% capacity, which is 15,000 pallet positions, is good amount of capacity for COVID vaccine to be accommodated.
Absolutely. We get that point, Mr. Nair. Wish you well, and hopefully, in fact, we do get a vaccine. If that happens as well, it'll mean business for you, as well as it'll mean saving lots of lives as well. Appreciate you joining in and filling us in with those details. Well, on that note, we'll slip into a short break. Before that, we have a special announcement.